They rescue you. What a meaning of rescue? You want to press people, you're noble. Show me the meaning of rescue. To save somebody, the meaning of rescue.
To deliver you from something, take you from something.
So you're a poor people. Rescue me, save. But we the old people. Rescue, the meaning of rescue. That you can't help me while here.
That's the same thing.
But you can't tell in the water. He can't pour one neck in the water but to kill one money. You know they get people the pressure. Husband not working. I leave you Joseph. I even made 1,000 a lot. I even made 500 a lot profit. Let me come and go. Children waiting for me. You are Joseph Baga. Where will be our result next year? We wouldn't in 1 year. What will be our result the following year?
Okay, thank you so much. What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Patience Mane.
Patience Mane. You selling the market here?
Yes.
What you selling there?
Yes.
But I'm saying that I give you
no market. Can't get some. I go look for Yancy son.
You go look for the market, you see so?
Yancy food, call it food press. The way up, you not understand ourselves. When you go to there, you buy another press. When you come, you buy a different press. So the money I can put it back on my.
Also, the money you carry in, to the cold storage.
They put it back on my. Very rich.
How much for the face?
You buy snapper 14,000. What is to buy? 10,000, 8,000. Buy it 14,000. One cartoon snapper 14,000. So we beg the government. We ask y'all to help us to beg our government. We say he came to rescue us. But the rescue that you're doing, we're not understanding it. And when they pull the police on the street, our boyfriend here, they're not bringing nothing to us again. They say they can't rescue us. Why they cause a motor bomber running? They were not doing the one. They are breaking the government. We the poor people, they must find place for us that we want be able to scare our clothes. They got poor people, they got rich people in the town. Some of all we not got north from the south God. And that basically we do, we not understand our children went to school. Our children, when we can't sell them out there, we can't make a damn. They say rescue, but we not understand the rescue team. So they were taking them from all of the street for smoking, for drugs and things. But I think you see them now. All of them turn to Zoom. They can stay in the freeze.
So the drugs are to you?
Rampant now, a more than rampant.
Okay.
The drugs is rampant. Some of them almost 20% on the street because of Zoom.
The zombie drugs?
Yeah, the Zoom and the bring in Georgia back up the thing. Because we are trying to sell our and what thing? Kush. But now Zoom, when he said I see that you are so stinking at it. So we asking him to please, we the parent of our boys children, we ask him to please help us to make our children to leave Zoom. Because he said he came to change things. And no change, we not understand our land. Police people getting our keke motor back, harder. Police people beating our children on the street. They say they should rise up, they should become over there, walk over that, everything they do. But what people are home king? That just one thing we just getting dropping like that. Tell him, don't turn the Napa, tell him sorry. We're not taking somebody out for the country. So we should tell our president to help with the poor people.
Selling money, how's the business?
You get God a great for you don't let them tell what take you for. But money ain't in the country now.
In process.
For now, if I have to tell you that before we're all there, all of
on Spoon Network, telling the Liberian people that they get substantial evidence. They got recording, they got messages to prove that Jefferson Tamakochi was the one who sent Valley today to go and get rid of Global Musu. Unfortunate, this poor girl lost her life. Shadow Musu lost her life. And today, the same people who were fighting their case, they are in power today. One of these people who sat on Spoon Network and talk nonsense with confidence. I talk to some of these people personally behind the scene. They make me believe that they get evidence that Jefferson Kochi was the one who sent Valley to get rid of Musu Scott. And today, the rescue government is in power. These people are no longer talking about coming to prove anything against Jefferson Kochi or against Valley. We witness or exceed the year in this country. While somebody went and connect with their boyfriend and lied and said they were raped, which is Justina Taylor. Let me say today openly, Valite, you my dingo brother. To err is human, to forgive is divine. I want to openly apologize to you today on my platform for accusing you falsely. You have nothing to do with what happened at Global Musu Scott Compound. The people who get evidence against you, let them come and prove it. Enough is enough where somebody will just jump up because they want to get political relevant and just create their own story at the end of the day. You ask them to come prove it. They will not prove none to you. And you know why the government lost that case? Because CDC, they mind their emotions. Oh, coach, you were accused. Our government were accused. They just went. They jumped. A case open. Don't touch Global Musu Scott. Don't touch your true behavior. Today make this. When may you vet my statement, may you vet here. Go and prove to the court. The people who were sitting on spoon there were. Later I got to know that whole thing was just somebody that came from the blue moon to just come up with that statement. Everybody started running away. I dare you, nobody, all the people are making big mouth on spoon network. None of them get evidence to prove that Valite was the one who entered in our house to go harm Shalom Musu. None of them get that evidence. I challenge you today. The government are in power, that the government you offer to come to power. You come and prove it. But yet still, Liberians, we don't learn. We don't learn. We saw Justina Taylor lying on social media, how she was raped, how she was legit, could not with her own boyfriend, what she used to follow for them to go on operation. At the end of the day, that same foolish Justina Taylor, what I did went to go protest. I allowed that on the quota I did, I truck would walk on me, I die free. A few people are just coming to protest, at the end of the day, they walk away. What is going to happen? You know how many Google people then not lost their life? Whether people get money, then I me work from a poor background. Now me the one with that, like bro will sing. What is going to happen? Nothing at the end of the day. I want to openly apologize to Jefferson Kochi. Jefferson Kochi, let me tell you this today on my platform. Why Martina Konate did to you, validated you, if I were going to do it to you, I was never going to forgive you. That's one of my weaknesses. That I always say this on my live project. I don't know how to forgive. When you do things to me, hello, how are you is enough. I will just let it be. I don't know how to forgive. Everything that we went through. When I went to Ivory Coast, when I came back, I told my leader, we were how many now? They were about 7 or 8 on the call. I said the condition I met Justina Taylor in, Justina Taylor is not okay. But I want us to be careful. They say, why? I said, because I'm afraid that one day Justina Taylor might say that we was the one who sent her to lie on the government. If people can bet me witness, it was after I returned from Ivory Coast on the sea Justina Taylor nonsense. When we got on the call, because I noticed when I went in Ivory Coast, I was moving with Justina from hospital things. Then I started noticing a lot of contradiction in Justina Taylor. When she said they're pressing today, she will say they're pressing tomorrow, she will say they're pressing day after tomorrow. So when I came back, I was like, we need to be careful because Justina Taylor myself one day on her platform or to somebody that Heron Costa was the one who sent her to lie on the careful. I said this on my on the call. Leader were on the call, Mother Winifred were on this call. I don't want to call the other people they need because I don't get time for them anymore. But I know I and who were on the call. You understand? And I said it. I said we all need to be careful. And I even in from my mouth. They're going to tell you heard Justina Taylor, right? Justina Taylor said how we could not with the government. We wanted to get rid of her. When we Ivory Coast, it led it like that. Liberian, we don't learn from our mistake. And me, I want to openly apologize to Jefferson Kochi today. Jefferson Kochi, you are an orphan. I lost my father when I was coming up. I know how it takes for you to grow without one of your parents. What more about two of your parents? I want to openly ask you for my sincere forgiveness today. Please forgive me. I tell God will beg you. We did too much in this country. All in the name of getting justice. I never knew that people were just using us because they wanted to get relevant, or they wanted to travel, or they just wanted to say something. I'm a Muslim. I'm not big to ask for forgiveness. When I realize my mistake, I will come openly to ask for forgiveness. I don't care. I use my phone. I'm using. They're not Facebook buy for me. There are not people on Facebook buy for me. You understand? So when I believe my conscience more than any other person. And I'm not too big to say I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I tell God will beg you. We did too much in this country. All in the name of getting justice. I never knew that people were just using us because they wanted to get relevant, or they wanted to travel, or they just wanted to say something.
Fellow Liberians, home and abroad, it's a privilege again for us to be on here. I want to use this occasion to welcome each and every one of you under the Palava Hut. As usual, we ask that you do us a favor, and that favor we require of you is to kindly hit for us the share button. Share with as many chat room as you can share with as many persons as you can share with, and let's have a wonderful time. You don't necessarily have to agree with us here. You have the opportunity. Just request and we will bring you on so that you can also have your voice heard. Again, I want to use this time to welcome those of you that have joined us in a special way. I want to say welcome to P. Spencer's Glare. Thank you so much, P. Spencer's, for your presence. Leo Richie, thank you so much, Leo Richie, for your presence here. I want to welcome Frederick Tenisi Nimene. How are you? I want to appreciate your presence and thank you for everything. Philip Nangwe joining us there from the YouTube. I want to say you are highly welcome. Thank you for your presence here. Sumo Harris, how are you, my brother Sumo Harris? It's a privilege for us to have you here. Josephine Sewon, I want to say thank you so much for your presence here. I do appreciate your presence. It's a privilege for us to have you here. Again, I want to say to all of you, kindly hit for us the share button, share with friends and family members so that all know that we are here. We are going to bring you this other clip while we share also. So let's take this one while we share. So join me as we hit the share button. I want to welcome my own brother, Taka. You are highly welcome, sir. Appreciate your presence. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. So kindly do us a favor, fellow Liberians home and abroad, by helping us to hit the share button so that we get started. So let me too go there and start sharing.
I am entitled to, I think, 7,000.
No, you acting governor, don't think now. You already banned.
Yes. This is it.
So kindly hit for us the share button, please.
Since I was appointed acting governor on August 1, I have not attempted taking the salary.
M. Tobe watching us there from LPRC.
So
you are highly welcome.
After your
thank you so much, Mr. Tobe, for joining us. Sorry, Michelle Tobe, thank you for joining us. Sorry, you are welcome. Thank you so very kindly for your presence. Just kindly hit for us the share button, share with friends, share with family members, share with as many persons as you can share with. I am also doing same.
So have you asked him for all the benefits of
Yes.
Well, okay.
Yes.
So the governor, again, gets a monthly salary of $10,000 gross, cash allowance of $7,800 gross. The governor is entitled to a housing allowance monthly. Monthly is $5,000 gross. He's entitled to.
So leader, bro. That comes
No, because the tax rate changes. The exchange rate changes. So I can give you.
So you are getting $60,000 every year for housing allowance.
Yes, gross. So it's paid less taxes. So that's the gross.
So you got 10,000 gross, 7,000 gross,
Yes.
then another 5,000 gross.
Yes,
So all the gross are give me a total.
Well, that's 15 plus 7. That's 22.
Okay, 22,000.
So kindly hit for us the share button, share with friends, share with
Net, I
family
wouldn't say
members.
because I haven't,
And let's get ready
I have
as we
not taken it, so I wouldn't know what is net. And again, the net would vary month to month.
But you been paying the other.
Yes, I paid them.
So you should know.
The monthly salary of the deputy is $9,000.
kindly hit us the share button, please.
And then the housing allowance $46,000. There is a monthly cash allowance of
You are acting deputy governor as we speak. You've been there for how many months? Acting
since September 1st.
since September.
Yeah.
You should know what you're earning monthly offhand already.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No, but you come here across as a showman and you're not using the back of my.
Authority that we have.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Spoon TV.
Good afternoon.
Can you-
Eric Thompson, GMB Advanced Team Commander.
Can you tell us what brought you to the station?
My main reason here is that I was disappointed in the authority that we have to handle issue of such men who stood by you when they say you cannot be a president of this country. You're not physically fit. You're sleepy. You're a dead body. Don't say we'll go by that dead body, we'll stand by that body and make sure that body will rise up and take all the land. And we did extremely well. We're talking all over in all the counties, butchers, in the rain, in the darkness. We're threatening them all. I especially are disappointed in our own brother who today he are turned against us. Charles Jacobs Johnson. To send the Liberia National Police to come and attack us. We want to talk to the men, advance them, gentlemen, no protest. You guys just come and summon peacefully and then hold your poster to just call the attention of the president of the Republic of Liberia. So that he can know exactly the struggle that we went through. Many of us are grieving. We are shedding tears. It's not right for this nation. It's so sad to say. For our father, who is the president of this nation, to be there and see people misleading him, not telling him the truth. Those are around him, they're not honest to him.
They not take it very seriously by, agreeing to invite the Minister of Education to plenary on Thursday, so that she gives clarity as to reasons why the teachers are not taking pay. So that is our communication before plenary, and we'll ensure that we work together with the Committee on Education to make sure that the minister appears here on Thursday, regardless of the fact that it wasn't said in plenary.
So what are some of the issues? What are you telling them when they speak to you on the program? What is the issue?
It has been about 4 months now, and teachers in Maryland County have not received any salary. And then the Ministry of Education, I understand, is not addressing that issue. It was about 2 months. Teachers complained that they have not received their salary for about 2 months. The Ministry of Education failed to address that. It moved on to 3 months, and now this is the 4th month. And I think it's very important. So now the kids are not in school, students are not in school, the schools are shut down. the ministry has to do something about it, and it's very alarming and frustrating.
What about you as a
More frustrated I am completely frustrated. I will ensure that something is done about it.
What about you as a direct representation of the people? What is your own relationship with the Minister of Education, with this? Have you communicated with the minister? What's your own relationship?
The best way a legislator will communicate with the minister is that it goes to plenary, and that is what I did. I had to communicate to plenary to ensure that the ministry is communicated to with, that they take action with the prevailing situation in the council.
Before you don't get a needed result that you want.
We will definitely get a needed. We won't stop until we get the needed result. It is the entire Maryland County that the school system is shut down. All government are concerned about the situation with the education sector.
So where exactly do you want the minister to come and explain to you?
The minister has to come and address the situation. Teacher must take pay. The student must get back. Teacher must go back to the classrooms so that students continue their learning activities.
The issue of salary in Maryland, is it across Maryland or only particular?
It's across the entire Maryland County. Thank you. For about 2 months, the Ministry of Education failed to address that. It moved on to 3 months, and now it's the 4th month. And I think it's very important. So now the kids are not in school, students are not in school, the schools are shut down. The ministry has to do something about it. And it's very alarming and frustrating.
What about you as a
more frustrated I am completely frustrated. I will ensure that something is done about it.
What about you as a direct representation of the people? What is your own relationship with the Minister of Education, with this? Have you communicated with the minister? What's your own relationship?
The best way a legislator will communicate with the minister is that it goes to plenary, and that is what I did. I had to communicate to plenary to ensure that the ministry is communicated to with, that they take action with the prevailing situation in the council.
Before you don't get a needed result that you want.
We will definitely get a needed. We won't stop until we get the needed result. It is the entire Maryland County that the school system is shut down. All government are concerned about the situation with the education sector.
So where exactly do you want the minister to come and explain to you?
The minister has to come and address the situation. Teacher must take pay. The student must get back. Teacher must go back to the classrooms so that students continue their learning activities.
The issue of salary in Maryland, is it across Maryland or only particular?
It's across the entire Maryland County. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So again, let's hit the share button. Let's share with friends. Let's share with family members as we get ready to bring you what we are supposed to bring you. Hit the share button, share with friends, share with family members. Let's get ready to bring you what we are supposed to bring you. So just share with as many persons as you can share with, while we ourselves are also sharing. Kindly help us to share. So let's bring you this last clip, and then we will get ready to bring you what we are supposed to bring you. So please hit for us the share button. Hit us the share button, share in the various chat rooms, share on your pages, share wherever you can share so that we'll get ready. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do this together. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's bring it right here.
teaching. No more teacher. No 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 teaching. No teaching. No teaching.
All right. So we want to say welcome to all of you. We appreciate all of you. Let's bring in our brother here. All right. So we want to say welcome to all of you. We want to welcome our brother Frank. And brother Frank, welcome, sir.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you so much.
How's everything? How's your end doing? What's news from your end there?
Everything is great, man. Today happy Friday, so we thank God for that. At least the weekend we get to rest.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, you're talking. I'm sorry. I got distracted.
No, I was saying at least today Friday we get to rest the weekend.
Oh yeah, sure. Today is Friday. It's a TGRF. Thank God it's Friday. Thank you so very kindly. So again, fellow Liberian, I want to welcome all of you. Just do us a favor, hit us the share button. Share with as many persons as you can share with. And let's all of us have a very wonderful, wonderful time here. Let's have a wonderful time. So again, do for us what is right. So my brother, let's hear from you what you have on your plate there. Let's just give you the next 2 minutes to have your introductory statement before we can go to what we are supposed to be discussing today. So the floor is over to you.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. Like we always bring to the people here, that the issue of Liberia is not an issue where you have to be thinking of what to say, because every day you wake up, you get on the internet, the first thing you see once you go on your Facebook is all negative news or negative statement, nothing encouraging about Liberia, especially when it comes to death. There have not been a day where I'll open my Facebook and then see anything about their body on the street, their body here in Liberia. It is so sad. But again, these things were said to us that if we elect Boakai, these are the things that are going to be for us, and that is what happening. Like I saw another one, a tree fell over a lady, and then I saw another one today. A guy was found lying down dead in front of another area. It is sad. And also one thing I want to talk about, even though I was not listed among the issues to be discussed, that I want to bring to light. It is the burning of the Capitol building, right? Is it the Capitol building or which one was it? Okay, the burning of the Capitol building. So from recent statement, because we all do our investigation, right? We analyze issue here, and which of course we have said, and, we have spoken about it several times, that it is actually the ruling party or the government in power that bring that building down. And I have come to my conclusion again based on recent statement that was made by Poon, all right? That was made by him after the speakership, when he was not given finally the speakership. He made a recent statement, and people are not really paying attention to it. He says something that actually indicted Joseph Boakai or their government, because it was that same Joseph Boakai who said to Fonati Kofa that he did not know about what was going on within a house with his removal. He did not know about it, right? But here again, Coon made a statement by apologizing to the Liberian people, even though I did not see a video, but I saw the statement in quote from various platforms in quote that he said it. And as long as it was in quote, in quotation, then that means he said it by saying, I apologize to the Liberian people because we put the country, how they call it, on lock. And the reason why we did that, it is because, say it was deliberate. It is because we wanted to have a speaker from the ruling party. So then how can Boakai come out to tell us, say he did not know about it when Kung was telling us they did it because they wanted to have a speaker from the ruling party. So that means it came from the executive branch. And that is why they went ahead to do this, because the CDC had a speaker from the ruling party and they wanted to do the same thing. That's why they did what they did. And then Boakai came out to say he knows nothing about it. And then Kun came out to, how they call it, confess that he did it now. Because they tried to remove the speaker and that did not happen. That's how they went to, they went ahead, they burned the Capitol building, and then Boakai came out straight. All these things was planned. And then Boakai came out straight and said hooligans, and then said it is the opposition, and, you know, and then because they knew already what or who burned the building, because they have planned it, they have planned these things. And that is why Boakai came out to make that statement. And then in following that, the police came with their investigation as how they call it, targeting strictly, you know, opposition leader, to be specific, people from the CDC political party, and they did not go to any other political party because they know the CDC have a very heavier weight. So Senate tried to remove the speaker and that did not happen. They burned the building so that it will bring out public outcry to say it was Fonati Kofa, and that is why they focus on him. That is why they focus on him, so the public can say it was him. But again, we just want to let the public know as we go, you know, discuss. I want to bring this to light at the end of the discussion. So we just want to bring it to the public hearing that Kun says something that the public is supposed to be mindful and ask, and, you know, and about these things. These people burned down the building.
Well, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so very kindly for laying that out. And fellow Liberians, again, we ask you to just hit for us the share button and get ready. Let us all participate. I want to say welcome to Sis Lou Blackmore. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, all of you. You stress a very important point, which I think we need to actually incorporate and discuss. When we go to our very first issue that has to do with what happened of recent, when Joseph Numa Boyka was coming from Nigeria, something very terrible happened. But to just give you a historicity of what we are experiencing in Liberia under the Boyka regime. When President Weah took over as president of the Republic of Liberia, one of the things that he put in place was to ensure that we can have public buildings or government facility maintained, because we have had this very, very bad approach to the maintenance of public facility. So President Weah understands that in order for us to be able to, you know, benefit from these public properties and to give us our full money wealth, there is a need for us to ensure that we have a team that will be able to maintain them. So when the airport, the RRA was built, the CDC-led government, yes, there were challenges, but put in place this maintenance mechanism team. And that team was to ensure that the, how you call, or the runways, the buildings, the bathroom, and etc., etc. In fact, the maintenance of that entire airport, that team was put in place to ensure that it's maintained. And they've been doing some great work there. You know, there have been challenges, but they've been trying. especially during the regime of President Weah, to ensure that that place is maintained. And they have been doing some, very great work. When Joseph Numa Boyka took over as president, the people that were employed at the port there at the RIA, the Rabas International Airport, like they did with the people at how you call the place, the executive mansion, the Unity Party government decided that, well, the people who they used to see sweeping the place, cleaning, making sure that the building is, is okay, the airport is okay, they carry politics down there and they sacked those people. According to them, they said that we have brought them there. So they sacked them. There was this particular commotion because many people said they have been down there even before we had time. We spoke to one or two persons from the airport. A lady that we spoke to, I'm not going to call her name, but she said they have been down there far during Ellington. The other Omar said, I came to this place in 2012. 2012 was when I entered this particular airport, and I've been working here. And when President Weah came, I was maintained to work here. In fact, there is also a guy who was working on the maintenance team. Usually, they are the ones that will walk on the, how you call it, the wrong way to ensure that, the place is clear, that there are no animals there. Because at a certain point in time, they used to have even cattle, getting on the wrong way. They will have sheep, goat, and all kind of funny things getting on the wrong way. So they had this team here to walk that, wrong way to ensure that they don't have any kind of thing there to be able to cause problem for the plane. As you may be aware, Liberia has one of the longest airstrips, the wrong way or landing place or so. So they will always walk there, make sure that, the place is maintained. Even though there were challenges, yes, there were challenges, but they will be always there to make sure that the place is maintained. So when President Boyka took over, Mr. Boyka took over, they decided to carry politics to that place. And the politics was, all the people that are here, we have brought them here, so let's take them from here. They took these people from there, from the position. The people who were supposed to ensure the maintenance of that building, do some cleaning up and etc., they took them from the job. They sacked all of them. All of them, they sacked them. So the first thing that we saw, a few people can remember, was a very terrible incident that occurred that was a disgrace to us as a nation. We saw a heavy downpour or rain where the building itself was leaking water. I mean, the airport. Let me see if I can find that identical video. I just want to set the premise for our discussion. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I can see it. If I can see it, I'll be fine. If not, then I don't know. Okay. Just bear with me. I want to see if I can see. I want to see if I can see it. I'm sorry. I want to see if I can see it. Okay. I don't know, but anyways, okay, no problem. I will look for it. Maybe along the way, I will be able to show it. Along the way, I will be able to show it. So that's the first incident we saw when Joseph Numa Boyka took over and took those people from there. We saw a very horrible situation where there was a serious leakage on the building or on the airport. We saw water coming down from the ceiling It was so disgraceful to all of us as Liberians. Very disgraceful. Mabu Rogers, you are welcome. Very disgraceful to us as Liberians. And one of the reasons was the people who were responsible to maintain that building, they took them from there. The second incident that we saw was the bathroom water from the bathroom that was spilling all on the floor because they could not take care of the bathroom. I don't know how they were managing. The water from the bathroom started to spill on the floor. We saw that. The video again is here. And the most terrible thing of recent is what the Liberia Civil Aviation Authority put up, or the RIA Authority, about the plane. According to them, when you read that particular release, they said the plane tire burst because there was a crack on the railway. Not on the railway, on the landing on the fee where the plane can land. My people, I want you to just move Joseph Boyka from out of this. Let's take him from out of this. But imagine if this was some of our international guests landing on that particular airport with that crack area on the airstrip there and the tire bursts. What was it going to be like? So I'm going to play you the video and then we will all go into it and discuss this. Let me play you the video. Let me see. Let me play you this video and then
International Airport.
Fine. So
one of it, the plane shook and had to stop suddenly right in the middle of the runway.
So let's watch this. Let me carry this back and I want us to listen.
As the plane landed at Rabat International Airport, one of its tires burst. The plane shook and had to stop suddenly right in the middle of the runway. People on the plane got scared, and the old jet, which is 36 years old, could not move anymore. The president was quickly taken away in his car.
This is the video. A very, very terrible, horrible, and disgraceful scene. Where the plane that the president was in, the tire burst. My people, in our Liberian way, tire burst. The reason for which the tire burst was because the place where it's supposed to land, that place get potholes all over. My brother Frank, let me give you the opportunity while I pull down some videos here for us. What is your own take on this?
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. Firstly, looking at the distance, right, from where the plane is to where those guys were standing, that's not the place the plane landed, like when the plane first landed. Because when it first land, it have a land and then go right slowly before it get to that point, the final destination. So the distance from where that plane was to where the security guys were standing, the security guys were picking up to put him in a car, that distance was too short. So that means that pop hole they're talking about, that was not a plane. The plane came from straight down and landed right down there. So if we say the plane went in a pop hole, it landed and went in a pop hole, it then said to us that the plane landed and it went in a pop hole. And then that pop hole, how they call it, damaged the plane tire or the jet tire. Then that means when our plane landed, that particular plane, it was not a plane it landed first. It landed from somewhere else, little bit distant, and then it started coming. Because we know Liberia, like you said, right? The pathway for the plane when it land to walk all the way or to drive all the way or to move all the way to where it's supposed to park for people to get on to walk is a distance. And that distance was too short. So if it is in the case that that plane landed at that particular place and then it landed in a hole, in a pop hole, then that means there was already a malfunction on the plane and it forced the pilot to do a quick landing, and he went straight at that point. Because you can't convince me that that plane landed from up there at that distance that is so short from where the security are. All right? You can't convince me on that. That plane landed somewhere and then walked slowly. It came. So if they are telling the tire burst, then it burst from somewhere distant before reaching to that particular distance. Now, again, just to lay that out, let me say this, Brother Prince, and let me say this to the Liberian people. I don't know you guys, where you guys ear. Now, this is not an insult, right? But where you guys ears, well, when Joseph Boakai told you people, when he get in power, he gonna have a small government. Look, so, you guys supposed to be thinking, how will someone tell you, when I get in power, I'm going to have a small government, right? And you sat down there, you agreed to this man that he was a rescuer, he was coming to rescue you. When he's telling you, look, listen, if you vote for me, I'm going to have a small government. What that means is, he's going to lay off people. He's going to fire people. He's going to sack people. Your lay job you're doing, you're no longer going to do it. He's going to sack you. He's going to lay you, and he's going to remove you from your job because he wants to have a small government. Now, it is part of that small government that today Liberia is struggling. Let me say this. We that live in a developed world, right? We that live in a developed world. I will just name some major airports in the United States here, right? Have you been to Atlanta, Georgia, and you see old people working at the airport? Or you will see young people standing out there, these pole in their hands, even at night time. Imagine in a developed world where you have current electricity 24/7, in a developed world where you have people 24/7 at that airport, and they are on a track, going with small car, looking, looking. They are looking for things, they are looking for objects, whatsoever you call it. It is part of the maintenance. So maintenance does not only mean a pipe that is leaking and you go and fix a pipe. Maintenance does not only mean a wire caught and you went and fix the wire. Maintenance can also mean paying attention to various details. Maintenance can also mean going around, making sure the plane is safe. Maintenance involves so many things. Maintenance is not something where you go and fix something. Maintenance can also have to do with you not even fixing anything, but you watching, right? Even picking up trash from the airport is part of maintenance. Even picking up banana leaf from the airport is part of maintenance. Making sure the airport is clean of dirt is part of maintenance. So maintenance does not only mean you go and fix wire or fix pipe or make sure you cut grass. No, those are all part of maintenance, but maintenance also means being watchful, looking, paying attention. Is this thing belong here? Does it belong? Those things at the airport are very essential, especially when it comes to the airport. You don't see all people to the airport because it's a big area, 24/7. You on your feet. You going from place to place. You driving, you looking. You never see all people to any airport. Go to Philadelphia airport. You don't see all people then sitting out there. You don't see all people outside. Go to New York. Go to Newark. You don't see all people. Go to California. You don't see all people. These are young people 24/7, day in, day out. But Boakai came and told you people Liberian. He had 46 years experience, and that he's going to have a small government. How are you going to have a small government with 5 million people? You think you're dealing with 1 million people? Or you think you're dealing with 500,000 people? You're dealing with 5 million plus people. Even people that are not even registered, because there are other Liberians who were not even registered to vote. So we are more than even 5 million. If you really want to check it, you're talking about 6-7 million people. All right? But what guy came and told you he's going to have those numbers, and you agreed to it, and you put him in power. And then today, we are going through these things. And in fact, there's a report from BBC. BBC is not even saying entire boss. The report BBC is giving is even maintenance of the plane. The plane was not even maintained. So Boakai himself put his life in danger, and I'm thinking he's a president living life, traveling here and there, and the plane by itself is not even being maintained. You know, these things were said, and people underestimated it about Boakai being a president. And let me just say this. You see, sometimes be careful what you wish for. People sat down there and they said they wish President Weah get in plane, and while in the air, his plane crashed so he can die there. Amen. And once upon a time, he was even in air, and it was nothing about plane being malfunction. Boakai himself sat down there, gave order for President Weah plane not to land, so that this man can die in plane crash. Boakai. Amen. You see, be careful. There are certain people you never wish them ill in society. There are certain people you never wish them bad, especially when those people have had great impact on your life. Especially those people have had contributed to your life massively, that today they are, or they were the cause for which you are today, and you want to go against such people. That is just a warning to President Boakai, and I'm going to be blunt about this. Boakai, that is just a warning to you, not everyone you go against, and to your supporter. People sat down there like one of the Fatiga brothers as well. Even Henry Costa then. These people spoke it to say they will never ever get in plane. They spoke it to say plane were only made for President George Manuel Weah of all people who are CDC supporters. They spoke it to say they will never ever get in plane. That they wish this may get in plane and just die. That was Fatiga's statement, one of the brothers. And that was Henry Pester, Kodra, whosoever statement. That was a statement as well he made. And people made different statements how they wish for this man to die. But you see, it is a warning and a signal from the Most High that the man you wish for him to die, the seat you are eyeing, now you have it. It is a warning that all of you guys' prayer that you guys had against President Weah, now it is coming. Those prayers are being answered. Yes, prayer have to be answered. So you can't blame him by saying your prayer are answered. Yes, sometimes your prayer are not being answered in a timely manner or the way you want it, because God is not man, okay, and God is not a God that is mock. So God answer your prayer at a time when he want to answer it. All right, God answer your prayer at the time he want to answer it. So by you are praying for President Weah to lead in plane crash. Now, it is not our prayer, it is not our saying, okay, for Boakai to die in plane crash or for his plane to have malfunction, but it is the prayer that you have. Didn't you have the prayer for them or for the U.S. government not to send or taxpayer money or not to give loan or help Liberia? And the moment you get there, what happened? The moment you got there, funding stopped. The moment you got there, the USAID stopped. Like I said, God have a way of answering prayer. You went yesterday, you put dead body from different places from the internet, and you said it was Liberia. But today, we don't have to go on the internet to bring dead body from different countries. Today, dead body are being discovered all around in Liberia. God have a way of answering a prayer. You pray for these things. Yesterday, you pray for President Weah to fail. Yesterday, you win. You campaign yesterday for United Nations to put sanction on Liberia. You know, God have a way of answering a prayer. Today, you may not have sanction, but God have a sanction on you. And that is why your government is finding it difficult. No funding is coming in. You have, how they call it, taking private plane, jet, and you have traveled over 20 times, but you can't bring nothing. And everywhere that you have traveled, you bring nothing. God have a way of answering a prayer. Now, to you Liberian people, and I will say this, you people are very, very, very ungrateful. You people are ungrateful. And that is why God answered you guys' prayer and gave you a president that you wanted, gave you a president that you pray for. You know, it baffled me. And this is why I said, Brother Prince, me, I want to campaign today for all Liberians. Do not go to church because it's meaningless. You are wasting your time. Look, I don't know what you guys go for church for. Prayer for what? Salvation is not for you. You in captivity. You in poverty. You suffering. Why you going to church? You go to church and take your last dollar and give it to these pastors, these so-called men of God that are about to endorse that is just elected as a speaker. This man is about to be endorsed by the churches of council as a man that is providing good leadership. The single man that came on to say, I apologize to Liberian people that we had the country hostage, that 2 years we have not done anything for the Liberian people, that the single man went to Nima County and started sharing money, dashing money in order to become speaker. That the single man, the churches of council coming to say, they're coming to endorse him as a good leadership, provider, or a man that have produced a good leadership. What is the leadership that they have produced for you people in, how they call it, almost 2 years now? You see, the same money you guys struggle for and go and pay taxes, go and pay your offering to these churches or these council people. Look, they use it, they live good life, they live head wrap shoulder with these same politicians. Stop going to church, stop going to the mosque. Sit in your house and read your Bible, read your Quran, take your money, feed your children, use it and better your children, because these churches, these council of churches or whosoever, they are using your offering, your tithe to send their children to good schools while your children are suffering and they are behind. And I'm just throwing this in there. But again, God have a way of answering a prayer, and God answer your prayer. And that is why Boaka left. He gone to Foya. He's paying $10 million home there. And then he said he came to rescue you, and you guys can't get food, no school open, no free education. I mean, no vocational institution. The promises that they made about taking you people, the Zogo, they call your Zogo, they turn their back on y'all. God have a way of answering prayer. He left here and went and bought $1.2 million car, right? $1.2 million car when Boaka have not even initiated any road. Why are you going to build this road? Why are you going to ride that car at that $1.2 million car? At the end, when he ready to go to other counties, he used private jet. God has a way of answering a prayer, and God has answered President George Manneh Weah prayer, and people that believe in President George Manneh Weah, focus, hold your peace for 2029.
Thank you so much, my brother. You know, there is just too much that we can talk about this plain issue. Like I said from the very beginning, the way and manner, you see, be careful how you lie to people. Because liars, one thing I know, people who lie, they don't remember what they told the people who they are lying to or their victims. But their victims will always remember what they are saying. That's how it is. You that is lying to somebody, sometimes it becomes difficult for you to really, try to recollect all of the lies that you have said to these people. So it's possible that you will come to somebody, for example, I'll come to my brother and say, look, my brother Frank, I'm a rich man. In fact, I own 3 cars in my garage. I get one Ferrari, I get one this, and I get one that. After 1 or 2 months, I will come back to my brother and tell him something different altogether. Now, man, I get ship. In fact, I get car. No, I'm riding car. That ship are dealing with or that yash are having. So liars are always in the business of giving different information. At the airport, before a plane land, there should be what we call a fire truck. Even here in America, when we're traveling locally, when you see the plane coming to land, you see the fire truck coming, because it's always there in case of emergency. During President Weah time, we had, I think, 1 truck at the RIA, 1 fire truck. These people make it to be an issue and said that it was not normal. In fact, the government was incompetent at what they get 1 there for. And I believe we should have more than 1. Yes, I believe that. And they lied to you, the Liberian people, that Bweka coming to rescue. And guess what they did, my brother Frank? Thank God that I've searched for the video. I have it here, and I will display it here to the Liberian people for you people to see. This is Joseph Numa Bweka telling the Liberian people that they've come to rescue. There's the truck. This is it. There's the fire truck. Here's it. You can see some of the things that. There's the fire truck. You see there? Liberia Airport Authority, Rabos International Airport. There's the fire truck. My question is, where was this fire truck when the plane almost got burned or got crashed? Where was the fire truck? That Joseph Numa Bweka, that here, you can see there they dedicating this fire truck. Here is it. It was on July the 22nd, 2024, from the the newspaper. Here is it. Here's the fire truck. So where was the fire truck when this plane almost got burned? Where was this fire truck? Let me bring it here again. Look here. Hey, right here. I'll bring it here for you to see it before you feel that we're lying. Here is it.
As the plane landed at Rabat International Airport, one of its tires burst. The plane shook and had to stop suddenly right in the middle of the runway.
You see that? So my question is, where is the fire truck? And I will tell you where the fire truck is, because we are in communication with people on the ground. Where's the fire truck? The fire truck that Joseph Numa, yeah, is it? Yeah, watch this again, and I'll bring the fire truck picture.
As the plane landed at Rabat International Airport,
will lie at every given chance that they will lie. That the same way they brought 1 bus, they say, 300 or 285 buses coming from Ghana. So where is the fire truck? I will give you the news for this fire truck. But
its tires burst. The plane shook and had to stop suddenly right in the middle of the runway.
So let me bring this and take this from here. This fire truck, and I want to just read something small from this whole fire truck. Something is this article was July the 22nd, 2024. It says here, President Joseph Numa Bweka has commissioned and dedicated 20 police vehicles, 3 Caterpillar generator, and 1 fire service truck at the Rabos International Airport, aimed at addressing the several power shortages that have plunged the airport for years. The donation were made by Ibrahim Muhammad, CEO of Engineer and Planners. During the commissioning and dedication ceremony on Friday the 19th, 2024, at the Rabos International Airport in Lower Mangibe County, President Joseph Numa Bweka said, "We do not want history to repeat itself, where another airline refused to land in Monrovia due to the lack of power. This gesture ensures that the airport will no longer be in darkness." The generator with one at 1,250 kV and 2 at 110 kV each will serve as vital standby power supply. According to the Liberian leader, the airport has faced serious maintenance challenges since the end of the crisis or the civil war, adding that under his administration, the management at the airport will ensure that proper maintenance are taken into consideration. Boyka stated that if any investor wants to invest in Liberia, it is through the airport, adding the airport is not a joke. The president used the occasion to appreciate the CEO of Engineers and Planner for their donation. The donation of the new vehicle will support the Liberia Police Force in enhancing public safety. For his part, the CEO of Engineer Planning affirmed his organization's commitment to Liberia. Mahama indicated that his company is dedicated to aiding Liberia in any way possible. The event was attended by the Vice President Jeremiah Keku, Inspector General Gregory Como, blah, 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 and all these other people here. So there is a place I want us to capture. You see, La, it has a way. That's why, I like what you said, my brother Frank, when you said what they pray for is now what coming to them. We don't pray for evil, but it is their prayer that is coming to them. Nobody was praying for evil. There were absolutely no sedition that were praying for this to happen or bad. No. We did not pray. It was these people that went to the Capitol building and said, aid should not go to Liberia. Today, what is happening to Liberia? You say, we can't get your money. No, it was their prayer. It was their prayer, according to them, that Liberia should be on sanction because President Weah was president. Today, look at what is happening. It was their prayer, like you said, my brother. They were praying, oh, let President Weah, let it thing happen to President Weah, let this one happen to him, let that one happen to him. It was what they were praying for. Today, that prayers are coming to fruition in their own life. It's coming to fruition in their own life, under their own administration. Now, you look at this particular communication. It said during the commission and dedication ceremony that is on Friday, the 19th, 2024, at the Rabos International Airport in Lower Mangibi County, President Joseph Numa Boyka said, we do not want history to repeat itself, where another airline refused to land in Monrovia. That Joseph Numa Boyka here. He said, we want for history to repeat itself. Today, what is happening in Liberia is more than history repeating itself. For the president of the Republic of Liberia to be on our own plane, and at the end of the day, the plane, it was almost a crash of the plane. Is it not history repeating itself? Or in fact, is that new record Joseph Numa Boyka have set in the most recent time? For a president to be on such a plane, and that plane, according to them, the tire bus, the RRA people say, they say they didn't maintain the airstrip there, and the tire of the plane a bus. But let Joseph Numa Boyka here in this particular thing I just showed you just now. He said that according to the Liberian leader, the airport have faced serious maintenance challenges because he wanted to play politics. They say, oh, President, we are not maintaining the airport. The people are not maintaining. Since now it is us, we ensure that the airport is maintained. But can you imagine? Can you just imagine what happened? The plane tire got burst because there were pop holes. Can you now imagine? You see, look, when you lie to find your way to power, that lie has a way of coming back at you and showing its face right in your face. And that's what is happening. Because you lied yesterday and said that the airport was never maintained. That the plane was ups and down. After the war, nobody maintained the plane. Can you imagine? Look at this statement. Everything right here. In fact, let me copy it and put it right here. Maybe others may want to read it. Let me copy it right here and put it here, so that others who want to read can have the opportunity to read this thing. Let me put it right here. You put it in the comment section. So some of you who want to read it, you can read it. That's Joseph Numa Boyka. That's Joseph Numa Boyka. So let me carry it right there. So that is it right here. Let me just send it. Let me just send it. Okay, it's right here. Those of you who want to read it, you can go there and go read it. So Mr. Boyka said, since after the war, according to this statement, They have never maintained the airport because he wanted to play politics. He wanted to make President Weah look funny. He wanted for the world to see President Weah, somebody who has never maintained the airport. But look at today what is happening. The man who say it will not be business as usual, look at what is happening. The airport. You know the signal that he have sent? In fact, this is going to scare away planes from that place. Because the plane that the president rides should be the most protected plane. From all indication, it should be the most protected plane so far. The plane that the president will get on to leave from point A to point B should be the most protected plane. But look at what is happening. So this is to tell you, see the politics that these people play. Oh, President Weah, he bring people here, the man, he just gave high court job to people and blah blah blah. Today you are seeing what is happening now. To even maintain the airport, they can maintain it. The hole coming to how will you allow holes to be at the airport? Is this not a shame? Is this not a disgrace to us as a nation? Is it not a disgrace to us as a nation?
So let me, Brother Prince, let me just come in. Okay.
Yes,
so
sir. Come in, please.
They said there was a hole there. So that means, right? No other plane landed since they left until they came back. Because if there's a hole there and plane landed, that plane too should be affected. So if plane landed and there's a hole there and that plane was not affected, why only this plane? I mean,
question. Why? We need to look at. But again, you have Joseph Numa Boyka because of his opulence lifestyle. So you go and take a plane that is not even adequately maintained, 30 working a year old plane, you jump inside, you wave it around, and you come and look at this embarrassment that you have caused our country. Look at the embarrassment that this may have caused us. You know the signal is going to send to other international body or other international planes. If for example, say what?
And it was on Boakai again. It was on Boakai. The Delta Airlines stopped.
Sure.
Stop going to Liberia because Delta Airline went from the US straightly to Liberia because Delta Airline, Liberia was their main destination area. Like how other plane will go to land here. Delta Airline, Liberia was their main destination area. It was on Joseph Imam Boakai presidency with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Delta Airline stopped going to Liberia because of the same corruption again, because of the same policy implementation that they failed to implement, that Boakai told us, the Liberian people, that he have no idea of what they call policy implementation. And this was one of Joseph Boakai Yimam campaign messages to Liberian people, that they failed for 12 years because they never knew how to implement policy. And you go and put the same man in power who told you, I have no idea on how to implement policy, because that was one of our failure of our 12 years government, because we did not have competent people who could implement policy. And that is why Ellen Johnson Sirleaf backed him like a bad car, because he had no idea, even his own field, agriculture. He could not even implement any policy in agriculture for Liberia to become food self-sufficient.
Definitely. You know, you are right, my brother. This man is a man without achievement. You understand? There's a man without achievement. There is nothing that you can count on and say, yeah, this is what, Mr. Boyka has achieved. So right now, it's like Liberia is even retrogressing. Because Liberia is even at the point of we are retrogressing as a nation. We are retrogressing, meaning that we do not even have that status that we used to have before as a nation, as a people, that people will be proud of. Do you know the signal that he have sent to other parts of the world? The president of Liberia was in Songana plane. The plane got on the airport. According to the news, they say he get hole on it. So the time he land, the tire jet bus. Bokro. Look at that. Look at that kind of news. Look at this kind of news. Imagine for Liberia. A 177 plus years country that we're talking about whole on how you call on airstrip. These people politicize this whole thing and took people from on payroll. All the people that we are bringing, we are bringing everything from there. You took the people from there like here now to maintain the place. You can't even maintain the place. As small as that airport is, like somebody saying one of the chat room made me laugh. They may say that airport that is even small. That airport said in my bathroom, you almost let it sing. They may say the length of that airport that the bid that will bluffing around that just you might and do all the nonsense with it. Just in my bathroom, the space of that airport, just in my bathroom, they can't maintain it. But there's a man who say we not do business as usual.
There's a small airport. These people mini airport where their cargo plane land and thing right there, air tested and land. It's even better than our airport in Liberia there. It's even bigger than our airport. New Jersey have a cargo or how they call it land mini airport, right? It's even it's better. Like no, let me be frank. This is not even because we want to say something here. It's better. I mean, far better. I'm not talking about Newark Airport. There's an airport in New Jersey. Even Philadelphia down here, they got these small mini airport in. They're far better than our airport in our Liberia there. That Joseph Boakai is one of the longest and oldest political figure in the country.
You can maintain it. What? The last time, remember they were complaining, they said it was the VIP lodge had problem, they lack it. So you see, the people are not even maintaining the small one that President we are living with them. Can you imagine? They condemn it, they criticize it, but to even maintain it at war. The last time they said, remember the reason why they said President we did not use the how you call it, the VIP lodge? According to what they said they were maintaining it. They said the place was locked because they were maintaining, they were facing the place, they were doing this, they were doing that. So they cannot even maintain the small airport that they have. But again,
so the last time again, right, Brother Prince, they said it was bread up when poo on the transformer, right?
Exactly so.
Okay, so today now, what are they going to tell that Elephant King and step over there, don't hold that?
So the last time it was bird. Now look at where we found us. You see, look, the guys have lied to the extent that the reality is not showing face. Hey, thank you for bringing this in. According to them, they said that boy made the current income. So what happened to the new generator fan? Thank you, said that. What happened to the generator here? The generator that people say they are in the play. Hey, yeah, these two generators. Where were they when it happened? I mean, where? Let me go here and then be.
These guys, man. So I mean, they have to tell how did the whole get there, because the last time they told us how the bread affected the transformer, right? They found solution to that. They found a reason to that. So they have to find a reason to tell us again how the whole got over there.
Sorry. Yes, the generator. Yes, the generator. The people said they had two generators. And the last time I can remember, the last time, with the exception of even these two generators, we already had a standby power supply down there directly from the LEC. So you want to tell me the boy that sat down on the pool and made current not to come, it also affected these two generators? You got two they have in there. Here is it. So what is happening is, they have the fire service team at the airport at the port there. Because they are not paying the guys, because they have referred to the team as a we are team, right? They say that we are brought them there. So even the truck that they just brought in was last year July. Do you know that the truck broke down? The fire truck that they have in there, a fire truck broke down. According to one of the guys, he said, I said, when an old truck, he said, Prince, my man. He said, don't call my name. I said, no, I'm calling your name. He said, Prince, I'm so you lie to you. I saw 419, they put them playing also. He said that thing that he put brought down, they said they were doing dedication ceremony. They get new fire truck now to the airport. He said, my man, do you know? He said, he said, our airport is not really busy like other airports where 24/7, to say, can you imagine? Say the fire truck, the people brought, ain't even make complete sense more, brother. The thing broke down. He said our airport is not busy. And not really busy now. They play with car, it's still long for a plane car and things like that and stuff like that. Imagine the truck that they said they brought. New truck. Where they took it from. Playing politics with people's life. Look at what happened. The man said, my man, one time, They got them were in the truck, they were doing some kind of fire drill. The fire drill that they were doing, brother, the truck broke down. Even in the fire drill, while they were doing fire drill, the truck broke down. He said, can you imagine the fire truck that the people are bringing to do fire drill at the airport? The truck broke down. He said, guess which one the truck we had to use? I said, which one the truck? He said, the truck that President Weah, they brought to that place. The old truck that they say they don't want to use because it had President Weah name on it. They said they didn't want to use. He said, we end up, it was a disgrace and a shame. We end up using that old truck. The old fire truck, he said, we end up using it to complete the fire drill. He said, that is how disgraceful it is. That is how disgraceful it is. The airport now, they have put political people there. Instead of doing what they are supposed to do, then doing it, the political people they put in there. They carrying politics there, which has seriously affected the port. Do you know what it's going to send out? So is our port now, our airport, is it safe for plane? These are the questions that other international planes will be asking. Is our airport safe for us to carry our plane there? Because you know what it means? The last time again, you remember, it was on that same airport at one other plane. They say, boy went inside, almost crashed on the place. Under the same Boyka administration, another plane again almost crashed on that airport. The same Boyka administration. When you have a president that have decided to give his life to the devil, to compromise, this is what can happen. My brother, let's get you 30 seconds on this and then we'll move to the next topic, please.
Sure, and you think, right, and you see, right, maybe, I don't know what might happen or what might happen in the future, right? Or maybe in the long or the shortest possible time to come. International plane might not be landing in Liberia, right? They might land in Sierra Leone. Now you have to tell your boss from there all the way to all the may land in Guinea. Now you have to take bus from there to come to Liberia. All the may land in Africa. You have to now ride bus from there. Put all your suitcase again on bus, right? And before coming to Liberia, because of poor management system on a Joseph Iman Boakai.
Sure, it's just so horrible. But brother, the next thing I want us to look at is this GAC report. As you may be aware, the General Auditing Commission, they came up with a report, and that particular report is really damaging. That report is damaging. The report exposed the government, and let me see. Oh, I hope we are not. Let me see something. Okay, I need to do this. Let me get that report. Let me get a report. So I just want to bring the report here so that all of us can be able to see it. Sorry.
No, and what you getting that report, right? And what we're saying here, right? What we're saying here, folks, we are not saying these things because maybe people may think, hey, these are CDC, this CDC platform, right? These are people that are carrying the message or the propaganda message of CDC. The reality here is, right, I think this platform you see is even kind of different from other platforms that are solely propaganda, right? The truth here is what we discuss here and analyze. People don't really do it and bring solution or even bring suggestion to think, because some of the reason why we're saying this, for example, that I'm saying that international flight might stop to Guinea or might stop to Sierra Leone or Africa, right? And then you have to now take your bus with your luggages and things to come to Liberia, right? The reason to this is that no international flight want to be insert casualty, right? Because at the end of the day, the airline or the plane, right, going to be responsible for everyone in our plane to pay thousands or millions of dollars for each passenger on our plane. And no airline want to go through that. Okay, so for that reason, people have to protect their airline, or they have to protect their finances, their income. They don't want to get losses and things, because if that happen in Liberia, not only how they call it the airport, but that particular airline will be responsible for everyone in our plane, medical, right, and then paying insurance or money to each passenger on our plane. And who knows, maybe it might even be bar or then that. There could be fire outbreak, there could be death and things. So for that reason, plane will now want to come into Liberia. And these are some of the things, or reasons why we are discussing this as well.
You are right. So, fellow Liberian, these few days, it has just been a mess in Liberia, especially with the so-called rescue people. When Joseph Numa Boyka took over as president, they immediately go to the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs and said that there were too many people at the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs and they wanted to put them down. They start this process of downsizing our mothers, our sisters, our brother. I think we have the video where you saw people from the Ministry of State. They were protesting. Come in, let me just get this. Okay. So we saw people from the Ministry of State that were protesting. According to them, they said, they were never given an opportunity. Let me see. Okay. Ministry of. Okay, fine. That's good. It's right here. It's right here. Let me bring it here. Sorry. All right. So I'm just going to go there with Sonny. So they went to the Ministry of State, and almost everybody that was serving at the Ministry of State under the Weah-led administration, they took them from there. According to them, they said, oh, they were on supplementary payroll. They are not supposed to be there. They took these people from on the payroll with the hope of the people had no work to do. There was no need for them to be there. And by taking them from there, we save enough money, according to them. They said they will save enough money. When these people were taken from there, there were about 76 plus persons. When they were taken from there, not knowing these people went, Nicodemus faced a listing of 74 persons to replace the 76 person that was already there. They got the listing. They said they had 74 people that they employed at the Ministry of State after putting down other Liberians. And then they said these people were working. Sorry. Thank you. Right. Stop. I'm sorry, my people. Yeah, hi. Stop now. Here. My people, you're sorry. It's part of the work. We're working on the other side too. So at the end of the day, these people, my brother, I beg you, please take over just one.
All right, sure. Okay, so as we continue, right, like what Prince was saying, again, earlier today I brought out about, I said something about small government, right? And that was one of Boakai campaign messages that he brought to the Liberian people, that once you vote him in, he's going to have a small government. Now, with that report, and as Brother Prim was saying, right, some of the things that happen in that area, these people, some of them have their own relative, and some of them brought names, right? So, for example, like say, I'm not saying this is Mo Ali, right? No, I'm just setting an example, right? So Mo Ali might carry maybe 10% names, ghost name. So Mo Ali might even be taking how they call it, paid 10 times, right? So he have different people name, And all of these names, he's the one getting all of those money. So maybe this person receiving 2,000 a month, another person receive 1,500, another person receive 1,000, depending on the position or whatsoever capacity that these people or these names, right, are serving. So that is what going on, and that is why, right, you may seem that they have small government. So you see, Bawker is very, very corrupt. So when people saying, or when people says Bawker have 42 years experience, yes, Bawker indeed, he does have 42 years experience in corruption. So when he said he was going to have small government, this is what he meant, right? They were going to have a handful of people, right? And then, but behind those handful of people, they were going to have names that will not be working, or ghost names, right? And these people will be taking pay. Don't be surprised to see Bawker, just Bawker alone, right, taking pay about 5 or 6 different places with name that he himself gave. Because how can they say the country does not have money? So in 2 years, so are you telling me Bawker in 2 years, Bawker pay, right? His pay is what he's using to build mansion in Foya and even other places, because the mansion he's building in Foya, it is alleged that it is $10 million United States dollar, and to other places he's building. So are you telling me in 2 years or 1.5 years, right, Bawker presidential pay, right, it have reached that amount or even more than that amount? Because if just in Foya he's using $10 million as it have been alleged, and which of course the property is there, so it's not like it is something to say he's going to. No, the construction or the project is already ongoing, and it have gone about 60 to 70% of the project, right? So in 1.5 years, Bawker was able to raise $10 million just in Foya, right, to build house in Foya. So that is to tell you, when these people said they were going to have small government, they were going to come to rescue. They were going to come to rescue themselves and to have small government, because you can't tell me Bawker have this money, he will not build these horses, because these are the same thing they preach. The whole President where he was senator, he never built this, he never built this, and then he came there, all of a sudden, he started building these things. But Bawker, who was vice president, all right, who was vice president for 12 years, and before he left power, Bawker have over millions of dollars. Okay, millions. We're talking about millions of dollars before he left power. And then in 2018, as he turned power over, and I see 2018, according to him, he went broke. And according to him, he started borrowing money, not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3, but many, numerous. He started borrowing money in order to sustain himself. And that's what he said. I borrow money in order to sustain myself. So now, if he did all of that, that means Bawker actually told us he did not have money until he came to power. So being in power for 1.5 years, Bawker was able to move from the place he was living to buy a property from, how do you call that man? Ami Moda. Bought a property from this man, okay, just getting into power, right? He bought a property from this man, went to that property, and then in 1.5 years, he's building $10 million homes in Foya and to other places. And then these people will come out to tell you the country don't have money. And you say that, do you want to believe that the country do not have money? No, the country does have money, and these people are managing their money in their pocket, in their small government, in the rescue terms that they came to rescue, and that is why they neglect you. They don't have time for you. They don't listen to you, because Bawker said the last time, Liberia is moving fine. The Liberian people are happy. So when he said the Liberian people are happy, he wasn't talking about you. He was talking about his small government.
Yeah, I beg you, please continue. Let me respond to some here. I have different.
So he was talking about his small government. That's what he said, right? The government or the nations is moving. The Liberian people are happy. You see, look, and that is what we continue to say, right? This is what exactly in the 1960s, when they asked Turbo, a journalist at Tubman, not Turbo, a journalist asked Tubman, why do you have only one party system? and there's no voting process. And in addition, the native people are not part of the government. They are being suppressed. They are being oppressed. Totman said, the people are satisfied. The people are satisfied. That is why they are not talking. They are satisfied with one party system. They are satisfied with the two-wing party. They are satisfied, right, with the American Liberian, the so-called Congo people ruling them. That is why they are not talking. And I sat down there when I listened to that video, and I said, no, the people were not satisfied. The people were not satisfied because the reason why they was not talking, it was not because they was satisfied. The reason why they was not talking because opportunity was not getting to them. How many of our people that just walk on the street, they were arrested and taken to Bella Yira and Bella Yira jail? How many of our people that even when they even see you walking on the street, they think you're going to protest. They think you're going to mobilize people. And you see, the system that was in America here, that was the same system they took to Liberia. So now, what do I mean by that? When you see policing, policing in the United States here started when they were hunting black people, when they were hunting the slave, the runaway slave. That's how policing in the United States started. And that is why that is how again, or how they call it, the National Patriotic Front, right? Or the NPFL, right? Of Liberia, right? At that time. In the 1904, that was why it was founded for again to harass the native people when it comes to hot taxes. That's how Liberia actually began to have army. That's how that was where your army started from. And in the US, that was how the police force started to run behind runaway slave to take it back to your slave master. And then you will see police car to Vera Road, to Vera Junction, in how they call it, to Vera Plantation and things, making sure guiding these slaves, they shouldn't run away from the plantation or from their slave master and things. And when they find you, they will take it back. That's how policing started in the US here. And that's the same way when Totman said, the people are satisfied. That is why they are not talking. Meanwhile, the people were being marginalized. The people were being oppressed. That is why exactly they started 25. Boakai went and sat down and repeated the same thing from the 60 that was said by Totman. Boakai repeated the same thing and said, Liberia is now okay. The people are happy. The people are living freely. The people are eating. The people, when they go in the market, things are fine. The marketeers, in fact, they are buying their market more than the past government. Everything is fine. Everything is moving okay. That was President, how they call it? Why call him President? That was Boakai Iman's statement when he had with a small group of people that he said was coming to rescue. Now, these old folks, they are known of neglecting the Liberian people. These old folks, they are known of neglecting the people they call commoner. You see, all the adjectives, all the proverbs or action words and things they use in Liberia, it has not been created by the native men. It was created by this same elitism, by this same elite. They brought about country chicken. They brought about villagers. They brought about Zogo. They brought about commoners. I mean, you name the rest. They brought about all these adjectives, okay, to describe the people. And that's the same system in the US here describing black people. Because when we tell people Liberia was a colony, then people say, how can the ACS, how can a society or colonize, how they call it, a whole nation, a whole country? Okay, let's play the devil advocate, right? Now, I know we're jumping from the topic a little bit because President is not here. I want to put you into history because the reason why history are kept is to remind us of the past and try to compare the present and see how things are being still run, right? Now, if you say ACS as a society cannot colonize a nation, first of all, who funded the ACS? ACS came from the sky, it fell down? No, it was human being that funded that ACS. And before even that, It was the United States government that was at the forefront, okay, of carrying those people. They were not even called free slave. They were called the rebellion slave. Again, that is a history that we will not go there. We started from Haiti in 1904 and ended in Richmond, Virginia. At that time, James Maroon, when he was the governor of Richmond, Virginia, there was a coup, there was a plot to remove him, the man to whom your capital city is named after, James Maroon, named after, right, called Monrovia. And James Maroon, by the way, he was a rapist. He was a rapist who has slaved about 30 to 400 African women, right, on his plantation, and he used them as sex slaves, impregnate them, and then when these people gave birth, take the babies, right, and sell it to the slave master, to the plantation owner. That was how James Maroon made his money. And that is why there's a dark cloud over that nation. That is why that name, Monrovia, have to be changed. It was not named by even the rebellion slave. It was named by the same American government. It was named by the same Washington, D.C. It was named by the same ACS in honor of James Maroon because of the role he played to have a colony in Liberia or in Africa. Today, Liberia. That was why that capital or that city was named in honor of him, not by the rebellion slave, not by the native man, but by Washington, D.C. and the ACS, the slave master, in honor of James Maroon because of the role he played in repatriating the free or the rebellious slave in Liberia to have a territory, or in Africa called Liberia, to have a territory which later became America or U.S. colony. Now, the reason why it became the ACS, it was because Washington, D.C., they sat down in Washington, D.C., the American Congress, for almost 3 months debating on where to carry the rebellious slave. Latin ACS was not in a picture. Latin, the churches, they were not in a picture. Latin, a private entrepreneur who has slaves were not in a picture. So in that meeting, they debated. They said, we cannot take them to South America because at that time, South America too was rising up, like Haiti, right? They said, no, we cannot, because at that time, British has stopped, right, the transatlantic slave trade. And at that time, like Trinidad and Tobago and those places, they were under the British. So the British, they were also taking some of their slaves and taking them to Sierra Leone at that time. So the British already have influence in Liberia today, in Africa today, called Sierra Leone. It was that perspective, it was that mindset, it was that ideology that the United States government at that time under Thomas Jefferson and James Maroon saw to it that, all right, if Great Britain have a territory in Africa today, Sierra Leone, and they use the slave from Trinidad and Tobago or from the island, right, we can do the same thing with these rebellious slaves, because at that time, even the Philippines was still a colony under the U.S. In a debate, the historians are there. Go and find it. In the debate, they said, no, we cannot take them to the Philippines, because if we take them to the Philippines, they will ally with those people, they will influence them, right? And from there, they will come right back here because we're going to have some of these people relative here. Just how they took African from in Africa in the 1600s, some of those people that they brought here, their family left back, their wife, their children, or their husband, right? Their uncle, nieces, nephew. Some of them left back. It was the same way the rebellious slave that they were taken from here, their relatives also left back. So they said, if we take them to South America, they will come right back. If we take them to Brazil, they will come right back. And what did Thomas Jefferson and James Maroon? All the leaders that were in our coup, because there was a coup. That's how the repatriation process came about Liberia. There was a coup plot against James Maroon to remove him, because at that time, Haiti did the same thing before 1804. Haiti became independent. And that's how in the U.S. here in Richmond, Virginia, at that time, one of the major trading centers in the U.S., right? Virginia. So they said, the slaves said, we have to do the same thing. Haiti can do it. They fought the French, they defeated the French, and today they have independence. We can do the same thing here and overthrow this man and seize power from right here. But since that failed, James Monroe and Thomas Jefferson killed all the leaders. That the same way today they want to kill Abraham Touare, right? They want to kill Assimi Goïta and Tiani, right? It was the same way they slaughter all the leader, the major leader that planted that coup. Now it was the followers that they took to Liberia. And before they took the followers to Liberia, now this how the ACS came in before Prince can come. Let me give you history. Before they took those followers to Liberia, that's how the ACS came in. So again, there was private entrepreneurs who have slaves, and their slave too were rebelling against them. Their slave were giving them hard time. So these people came forward. They said, listen to the United States government, we want to be part of this process. Okay? We want to be part of this process. And then, that's too good right there. Private entrepreneur bringing their private slave then, joining the government. Are two groups. The next group was the church. They called it the Quaker. Now, the church came. They said, listen, we want to be part of this process. Now, being part of this process, that's how the church, only part that they played was to go to Liberia, all right, go to the traditionalists, make them feel that their way of worship, right, was inferior. Their system was not good. They were bringing salvation. They were bringing Jesus Christ to them. Because with that, it will bring this unity among you people. Because in order to conquer, you have to divide. That was the role of the church. When you do your research again, you will see all of these things there. Before they went to Liberia, right? They did all of these things. It's there. That's why I don't believe, put myself in our religion thing too much, because I know what it have done to us. No, that was the role of the church. And that's why when they came, the churches, the religious people, they were able to build major churches and things, right? In order to take you from your way of worship. Because now, if you believe in what I tell you, you will abide by what I say. So right there, your subconsciousness, I have taken it from you, and then I implanted in different consciousness in you. So it's now that it's like I have become your God. Because anything I say, that's why you will go back, because your belief system, I give it to you. Your belief system does not base on your ancestor. Your belief system does not base on something that you grew up in, but it is based on something that was planted in you. And if I planted that thing in you, you will have to believe in me, because I am passing the message in you to believe a system that you have no idea on. That was the role of the Quaker. Now, the private entrepreneur said, we have to come out with a name, because we can now allow the government to control this process. Because if the government control it, then we ourselves, we are not going to benefit. Because the plan of the repatriation was not to repatriate, right, free slave to Liberia so that they can find our place as a homeland. Listen, you have millions. Think about this. You have millions of slaves in America here. Then they take 300 out of million. So are you telling me the 300 out of million, it was all 300 that they lost, and a lot of slave trade was still going on? Because we're talking about slavery was still going on, right? We're talking about 1822. When did slavery end? 1865. So do the math from 1822 to 1865. Slavery was still going on here. They were still lynching people. They were still beating people. They were still castrating people. People were still on a farm. James Monroe still had people on his farm. James Monroe was still raping African women. Even Thomas Jefferson was also a rapist. He was still raping African women. That man too had about 300 to 400 slaves. He used to have sex with them, pregnant them, and the women gave birth, and then sell the baby, his own offspring, because the baby will come out black. That is why even when you have 1% of blood in you, they say you African American or you African. So that was what going on, right? So that's how they came out with the name ACS, American Colonization Society, because the ACS was not even in the picture when that debate was going on in Washington, D.C. Now, the American Colonization Society, for those of you again that say a society cannot colonize a nation, why is it called Colonization Society? It's called colonization because their aim was to go and colonize an area. Their aim was to go and have a territory. Just how? Because before 1822, you think it was America who was the first to go to Africa? No. America met people there because at that time, France was already in Africa already. Do your history. Great Britain was already in Africa already. Today, Sierra Leone. Today, Ghana. Today, Nigeria. Do your math, okay? France was in Africa. France was in Guinea. France was in Burkina Faso. France was in Mali. But at that time, there was no demarcation. At that time, there was no borders because the border came in around the 1884. Now, that border that came in from 1822 or even beyond 1822, right? Because these people are already there. All the way to 1884, it was the time that they decided, okay, you know what, Johnny man? In orders, because at that time, that is why today you see some places, some part of Liberia in Sierra Leone, some part of Liberia in Guinea, some part of Liberia in Africa. All right, that's how even the 1884 Berlin Conference came about, because they said, "Look, listen, gentlemen, we cannot be fighting among ourselves, right? Now, if we fighting among ourselves, we will defeat ourselves, because part of that, for example, let me give you an example. You see Cameroon. That get into history before Prince come. I know you enjoying the history here. You see Cameroon, right? Cameroon was a German colony. Totally. Cameroon was a German territory, not the French territory, not the English territory, right? But what happened here was, in 1916, folks, the histories are there. We learn these things. We already know it. In 1916, the French, the English, they got together. They went to remove the German, because you imagine we're talking about around what was it, World War I, right? When the war went between them, right? So Germany was already weak as well, and part of that too, what Adolf Hitler did, because this thing is a huge thing. What Adolf Hitler did to the Jewish, to the so-called Jewish, in fact, they are not the true Israelites anyway, but we're not going to go there, right? The Jewish. What Adolf Hitler did to them. Because as we all know, the Jewish, right, those white people from Israel, okay, they founded the transatlantic slave trade. They founded it. That's why they're rich today. It was not the reparation that Adolf Hitler gave them. That's what made them rich. No. It was from the slave. So when that happened, right, they went against the German in Cameroon, the French and the English. They joined together, they fought the German in 1916 and removed the German, and that's how today Cameroon have English one side and French one side. When they defeated the German, the French and the English, they shared Cameroon among themselves. They went separate way. The other person went so, the other person went so, and they took the German out in 1916. Now, again, the Berlin Conference happened in 1884. But I'm just telling you, these are some of the reasons. So before 1884, these people were fighting among themselves, going to places, taking resources and things. So they decided that, listen, let us divide Africa so that, for example, the U.S. will know that U.S. here, or France will know that England here, Portugal will know Cape Verde is for Portugal. So those things, that's how they did it, right? So then when they started in Berlin Conference, the United States was there. The United States was there because the United States was already have their territory, their colony in Liberia. So that Berlin Conference, the U.S. had representative there in the 1884 Berlin Conference. So that when they sat down, they divided the continent among themselves. So if you come here, so when you do the history, even the U.S., they know Liberia was a colony. When you say Liberia was not a colony, Liberia was plus Ethiopia was not colonized, the true American people that know the history, they will laugh at you that these people do not still know their history. Okay, so Liberia was a colony to the U.S. and still today, okay, the U.S. still see it as a de facto nation. The U.S. still see it as a territory to the U.S., and that is why they continue to dictate, they continue to control us. Do you know that the Ducal Palace, I was in Liberia almost a month. I was there January all the way to February, right? I went to that Ducal Palace. I went to go learn the history. I went to go learn something. Do you know that the Libyan wanted Gaddafi wanted to Take that Ducal Palace, because if you go out there, that's a higher altitude. Okay, in Monrovia, you see the entire city. No nation will have that kind of place. In fact, even the United States is jealous of Liberia. That could be in the US here. I'm telling you, that's a tourist area. But now they finish fixing that place and people coming there. The United States making billions or thousands of dollars because just for people to come over there, to go out there and take pictures and see the altitude, like you see the entire city and things. But Libya want to fix it. The United States government said no. Libya will spy on them. Do you know that even the Chinese company wanted to fix it? The US say no. China will spy on them. Okay, no problem. Right? No problem. You said Russia, Libya will spy on you. At that time, Gaddafi. China will spy on you. Then why you can't fix it? Why you can't fix it? So that nobody will spy on you. But the Liberian government sat down there again and listened to the US as the US continue to dictate to us on how we should live and manage our country. For what reason? These are some of the things, that we are talking about. And the reason why actually I came, I diverted a little bit because we kind of dive into history as it relates to when Bouakai said Liberia is better, Liberia is moving fine, the people are happy. That is to say, Bouakai is neglecting the need, the needs of the people, the bread and butter issue that he talked about, that he was going to swiftly get on floor, to hit the ground running, to hit the plane running, to hit the car running, to hit the wheel running, so that the Liberian bread and butter issue will be solved. Okay, and none of those things are solved because 24/7 you see Liberians are complaining. All right, and even part of that, who does that in this rainy season? It's already raining. It's not even dry season. Who's going to do development in rainy season? Who's going to pave road in rainy season? Who does that? But Bouakai is going around demolishing people's houses, breaking down people's houses, making these people homeless. When there is, how they call it? They call it a chicken pop? No, they call it Bouakai pop. Okay? When Bouakai pop is going all around, because how will you be so wicked and desperate? Okay? In this kind of a time where rainy season is cold, rainy season is kind of approaching, and it's cold down there, and you're going around breaking down people's home, and in the name of development, dry season you did not do development, dry season you did not build road, dry season you did not build government facility or whatsoever. You left it till rainy season is approaching. You see cold coming, you see sickness coming, and then you breaking down people's houses, making people homeless. And you care less to do about that. First of all, even with those homes, people finding it difficult to find their daily bread. People finding it difficult to find to make ends meals for their children, their loved ones, their relatives to eat. And then you add insult to injury by breaking down their homes. The next thing they're going to be worrying about, not food, where to lay their head. Where to lay their head. No good medical facility in the country in the first place. And you're breaking their home. And they have their children outside there in cold, for God's sake. Is this a time to break down people's home in the name of development? Rainy season? You did not build a place. Dry season. How can a rainy season time come and you build a place? Does that make sense? In Liberia, who build road rainy season? Who carry on major development rainy season? It don't happen. It don't happen. So Bouakai, please, what you are doing to the Liberian people, that was not what you campaigned for. I don't think that was what the Liberian people voted you for. But you going to say everything is okay now? That is to say, you do not even know what is going on in the country. That is to say, you are not even aware of what is going on in the country. But again, I don't blame you because we told the Liberian people, all right? We told the Liberian people, this man is old. In developed world, Bouakai will be in a nursing home. In developed world, Bouakai will be in a nursing home where they nurturing him, because Bouakai at this time, even his own medication, he can't remember to take his medication. And this is not to say we are mad. It is the reality. We all at some point going to get at that age. Okay? We're going to get to that age. If God help you live long to reach the age of Boakai, you're going to lose eyesight. You're going to lose some of your five senses. If you have five senses, if you have four, so be it. You're going to lose one. It's going to come to three. If you have two, so be it. You're going to lose one. It's going to come to one. So that's how it is. If you have one, so be it. You're going to lose that one and you have nothing. And then people now have to take care of you, even to pee. Somebody have to tell you, oh, your diaper is wet. Let me change you. Because at that time, you're going back to your baby stage. You're going back to your baby stage. Why? They can say, especially in the developed world, right? You don't make major decisions until you turn 18. Even 18, you don't still really make decisions. 18, you nothing. Even until you're 21 before you actually allowed to drink alcohol. So these things, they know your brain are not mature. So once you reach at that age, you get back again. It's a cycle. It's a life cycle. So when we told you people, Boakai will not understand your needs, you said we agree. We will vote for him. When we told you people, Boakai will not understand what is going on in the country, you told us we agree. Now you have one person, right, who have 10 people under him taking pay, and that money going to that one person. And that is why you see them building places. That is why you see them building a property. And you sit on there. Today, you want for President George Manneh Weah to go and get on the street to tell you to come and protest? No, that would be so ungrateful. President George Manneh Weah did not put neck, or nobody put neck to your throat to vote for Boakai. You vote for Boakai by your own willingness. Who were on the street saying you harmonize my salary, I will harmonize your vote? Who were on the street saying, President Weah, we gave you 1 term? Who were on the street protesting day in, day out? Who were on the street protesting or saying our parents can pay school fees? We did not tell you to come and get a free wire fee. We did not tell you to come and make university free. Who were on the street saying these things? When since 1822, right? And then 1847, before you have a nation called Liberia, no one has ever done it. These are the things you advocated for. These are the things you yearn for. These are the things you struggle for. And somebody came and said, you shall not be spectator no more in your country. You said, no, we don't want you. We disagree with you. So you want for this man to come and get on the street today to come and tell you, let's go protest against Boakai government? No. Yesterday you told him you disagreed with him. When he told you, I don't want you to be spectator, you said, no. You wanted to be spectator. When yesterday he told you, no, I want you to have quality education, to have access to education so that you can be able to compete in any sector. You told him, no, you disagreed with him. When yesterday he said, I will send a medical expert, how they call it, dentist expert, those who want to learn vocational training and then come back to their country to contribute to their economy, to their nation, to build their country. You said, no, President Weah, we disagreed with you. That Boakai, we won. When yesterday, he said, you know what? I love my people. This is my country. I am a son of this soil. No matter how the situation or the war is going with coronavirus, no matter how things are expensive, even Nigeria that are producing food, even Ghana that are producing their own food, even other nations, but Liberia, we do not produce a food that we call Liberia staple food. We import it. President George Manneh Weah said, I will still step in. My people have to survive. I will step in and pay half, and then I will make the dealer of the rice or the importer of rice or food to make it at the stable price and not going up high. I will pay the rest. You said, no, President George Manneh Weah, we disagree. That Boakai, we still won. When this man said, no, my people need quality health care, he started going around building quality health care. He started going around improving the health sector. You said, no, President Weah, we disagree with you. That Boakai, we won. I mean, so many things. When this man went around, he said, no, we got to go and start building roads so that our people will have access to quality road, so that our people will take their food, their plantain, their oil, I mean, you name it, to the market, to the city, so that they can sell it. You say, President Weah, no, we disagree with you that Bouakai, we won. When this man went around and said, you know what, in order to reduce the crime rate, in order to reduce the burden of our mothers, right, let us build park, let us build facility so that our children will go and play after school, so that our children, this will help to minimize the influence of drugs or the activities of drugs or illegal drugs activities and things. This will help to minimize crime. This will help to minimize taking cell phone from people. That is why Honor President, Josh Mane Weah.
We will not allow small children to tell market when they should be in school. They should be in school. We will not.
One. And today, you got Bouakai. You want for President Josh Mane Weah to get on the street, to go and protest. For what? A government that you yearn for, a government that you advocated for, a government that you pray for to the extent you say you wanted President Josh Mane Weah to die. A government that you pray for to the extent you insulted this man's mother, their mother, for God's sake. To the extent you insulted this man's wife, for God's sake. To the extent you insulted this man's family, his children, for God's sake. And today, you are telling us President Josh Mane Weah is ungrateful. Oh my God. Who is more ungrateful?
We will not allow small children to tell market when they should be in school. They should be in school.
For this, and you got it, and you will live with it for the next 6 or for the next 4 years. Then when 2029 comes, I mean, you like it? Me, I always say it. You like it, vote President Josh Mane Weah. You don't like it, don't vote him. It's up to you. Because at this time, people said when President Josh Mane Weah leaves power, right? He's going to go broke. He's not going to be traveling. But this man is even traveling when he was president. This man take private jet anytime he want to than when he was president. And people came and told you this man was broke. This man didn't have money. And some of you people believe it. Some of you people believe it that this man was broke. Do you think this man, his wife that he have, do you think he looked like some Liberian women? No, I'm being frank here because our current first lady is an example. She did not manage Bouakai money. She did not manage Bouakai millions of dollars. She did not manage it. In 2018, Bouakai said he was broke. So do you think President Josh Mane Weah, wife, our former first lady, do you think she don't know money management? Do you think she's not a woman? One who have a home, have a good woman, as it says, as the Bible goes, right? So President Josh Mane Weah, wife, she is a woman. You know why she is a woman? You know why she is a woman? Look at what she did when she was a first lady. And you see her impact in society, her impact in Liberia. You see it ongoing. Look at our children. Look at our sisters.
We will not allow small children to tell market when they should be in school. They should be in school. We will not allow those young ladies to go in the street whole day yourself. The money you make can't even buy rice. We can't do it. We want to put dignity on our people. And that's why we're here. That's the mission we have.
These are the things that we told you people. If you bring these old folks in, you will be responsible. Where our our current first lady gone? Where is she? She left the country. They said she went, she was ill. Nobody even know. They said she was in Ghana. The next thing we know, they said she was in Dubai. The next thing we know, they said she was in India. Where is she? Where has she gone? She's supposed to be in the country, running a country affair. Okay? Carry on project for our girls. Carry on projects, okay, for our little ones. But where is she? Where is she? We told you people, you're going to pour more liability on this country because whatsoever that first lady is today, the nation is responsible. Everything that she's going through, the nation is responsible. Where is she? Nobody talk about it. Oh, but yesterday, when President Weah wear one share, they want to know where that share came from. Yesterday, when President Weah put one slipper on, they want to know where that slipper came from. Yesterday, when President Weah, they see it for one day, they want to know where President Weah gone if he's not using the Liberian people money again. Where are that outrage today? Where is that outrage? Where are those people that used to ask those questions, those critical questions? Where are those people who said they were doing everything for the Liberian people because they love Liberia? They want to see Liberia moving forward. Where are those people today who said Liberia was a place that never screen was buried? Where are they today? Why are they not coming out? Oh,